Hi students, today we are going to talk about adjective clauses. Look at this example. Those people whose names are on the list will go to camp. Now first you need to identify the main clause and the subordinate clause. Now if you look at this sentence, those people whose names are on the list will go to camp. It has two parts. See, the first part is the people will go to camp. Now this is the main clause. The people will go to camp. Now, which people? Whose names are on the list. This is the subordinate clause. Now, why I gave you the example first, so that you people are able to understand what actually an adjective clause does. See, an adjective clause, it describes a noun or a pronoun in the main clause. Now see, whose names are on the list? This is the subordinate clause, and it is an adjective clause. Why? Because it is modifying the noun people. Okay. It is telling us which people, those people whose names are on the list. So, whose names are on the list, this is subordinate adjective clause. Okay. Now we'll see what is the function of an adjective clause. It modifies a noun or a pronoun in the main clause, and it begins with a relative pronoun. What is a relative pronoun? That, which, who, whose, whom, etc. Now look at another example. Never go to a doctor whose office plants have died. Now which doctor? Never go to a doctor. This is the main clause. Which doctor? Whose office plants have died. Now this is subordinate clause and this is an adjective clause. Now look at some more examples. Grandpa remembers the old days when there was no television. Now what grandpa remembers? Old days when there was no television. So old days is the noun which is being modified by the subordinate clause. I know someone whose father served in World War II. I know someone whom I know whose father served in World War II. So this is the main clause. I know someone and whose father served in World War II. This is the subordinate clause and this is an adjective clause because it is describing the indefinite pronoun someone. The girl who is leading the parade is my best friend. Now the girl is my best friend. Now this is the main clause. Okay, half part is starting the sentence. Then after the girl we have the subordinate clause who is leading the parade, and this is an adjective clause because it is describing the noun the girl. We are talking about whom? The girl. The girl who is leading the parade is my best friend. Hopefully you understand what an adjective clause is and what is its function. It's very easy to identify. It modifies a noun or a pronoun in the main clause. It begins with a relative pronoun and it modifies a noun or pronoun in the main clause. Now look at this example again. Never go to a doctor. Never go to a doctor is the main clause whose office plants have died. Now which doctor you should not go? Whose office plants have died. It describes the doctor. The noun in the main clause, doctor. It is modifying the noun in the main clause, a doctor. Hopefully you understand the adjective clause and its function. Thank you.